Hi, it's Judy Turner with Centurion Roman Shade and Domicile Design. And I wanted to come here to talk about a question that we get every week on Centurion Roman Shade, and it's about the widget. So on our site, CenturionRS.com, we carry 3 widgets, a 2-cord, a 3-cord, and a 4-cord. And we give some specifications about maximum width. And every week, someone will say, I see that a 2-cord widget goes up to 20 inches. Can I use a 2-cord widget on a 24-inch shade? Or I see that a 3-cord widget, you say maximum width is 30 inches. Can I make a 35-inch widget or a 36-inch widget with a 3-cord? And a 4-cord widget, we say up to 40 inches. So those guidelines are based on basic traditional Roman shade fabrication where you kind of want the spacing of your cords, the vertical spacing of your cords to be about 10 inches and not much more than that. And that's usually so that the cords can support the weight of the fabric in the folds. So I want to show you some examples because what we present are guidelines, and what we don't know are the variables in your shade. We don't know the length of your shade, and we also don't know the fabrics that you're using in the shades, or if you're putting any structure like ribs into your shades. So I want to show you 2 examples that maybe they're going to make this more clear. Maybe they're just going to muddy up the thinking process a little bit more. But it's not, there are no hard and fast rules, as I guess is what I want to say. So this is a 35-inch wide shade. It's 70 inches long, so it has a lot of cascading folds coming down, and we've used spacers to get that cascading waterfall. This is using 4-cord widget. So it has 2 hand grips here. It's going to be quite substantial. You'll need to pull it down, but it'll come up quite nicely. It provides a stack only because we've got these spacers in here. If you don't use these spacers, this would stack up quite tight up under the board. So ignore that if that's not part of your construction. But what I want to show you is that this is a shade that's 35 inches wide by 70 inches in length, and we've used a 4-cord widget on it. This is also a shade that's 35 inches in length. In width. It does happen to be 33 inches in length. So we've used a 3-cord widget on it. It's basically the same width as the 4-cord widget shade with a 70-inch drop, but this one we used a 3-cord because it's only a 33-inch drop. So I'll show you. Comes down easy, goes up fine. It only has 3 folds in it. So we feel that a 3-cord widget will support the folds in here. I'm also using a nap sateen. This is a somewhat quilted detail on the fabric, and I think it has a linen component to it as well. So it marries well with our lining. This, I also know for certain that these are 2 shades that are going to be installed. There are 2 side by side, actually just the same size, that are going to be installed over a kitchen sink. And I am almost 100% sure that these shades will be set at a certain level, maybe just right where they are, and these are never probably going to be lowered. I cannot see a time when the homeowner is going to lower them. So I'm pretty confident that the 3-cord widget on this 35-inch wide shade is going to be sufficient for this shade. So here, and it's beyond our specs. We would say on a shade this wide to use a 4-chord widget. But because of all these other variables, we put a 3-chord on this one, and I think it'll be just fine. So that's a 3-chord, and to remind you, same width, but a 70-inch drop. Look at all these cascading folds. This would not do well with 3 chords. This had to be 4 chords, because you can even see there's a little bit of a sag smile in between some of those. So this is a 4-chord. The other one was a 3-chord. So there's no hard and fast rule. It's a guideline, and depending on what your fabrics are like, whether or not you have structure in your shade or not, it's going to determine how many chords you can use. So here again, this is a shade that's 24 inches wide by 42-inch drop. It is also a 3-chord widget. So people might say, well, we got an email today. I have a 24-inch shade. Can I use 2-chord widget in it? And the answer is maybe yes, maybe no. According to our guidelines, we say 10 inches, max in between. So this is a 24-inch shade with 3 chords. I don't think this shade would work well with 2 chords, but then again, I don't have any ribs in here. The fabric, folds up pretty well. Again, I've got spacers in it, so if you see this stack, it's only because there are these clear spacers to keep a stack in it, like that. But this is a 42-inch shade, 24 inches wide, 3-chord widget. And again, 35 inches wide, 33-inch drop, 3-chord widget. $35-inch shade, 70-inch drop, 4-chord widget. So we hope that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to send them our way. We'll try and help you figure out what is the best widget chord placement for you. But because there are so many different variables with a shade, it really just depends on you sort of determining how many chords vertically do you need to support the folds of your particular shade. And hopefully we can help. Thanks.